Yo,
Hey,
this is the Backyard Therapy.
hey, what's this though?
We got shorts, babe. This is a shorty, babe.
A shorty.
We trying a new thing.
A Musagi.
We got Air here.
Oh yeah.
Big specialist, babe. Back at it. Let's get into it, though.
All right.
So,
What today is, man?
election day, babe.
Stop
General
that.
election day in the Bahamas, babe.
Mm.
It's the usual rabble rouse of parties going on. We got our FNMs, we got our PLPs, we got our DNAs, we got our Coalition of Independence, we got our other parties. There's others,
Mhm.
and then we got the independents.
Yeah.
But it's a meme. It's a meme at this point that. If we're going off of tradition, the PLP will be the new government this evening.
Basically trading places.
Yeah, trading places. From the 80s, from the 90s, I believe. From the 80s, actually, it was just from FNM PLP, FNM PLP, FNM PLP. This back and forth system,
Yeah.
and it just seems to be so ingrained.
In our society.
Yeah, in our society, in the people, like these people, it seems as though they are afraid to try something besides the yellow or red.
I think that a lot has to do with that, including, like you say, people so used to riding with one particular party, and then I don't know if you've ever dealt with it, but within my family, it's like, oh, no, it's a PLP house.
Right.
It's like the older, the matriarchs, the patriarchs, they're dictating what you and your kids. We don't fully understand politics yet. All we see is colors and what y'all say. And it's like ingraining in them to do what they did,
Yeah.
which is just blindly follow this party because
Yes.
that's probably what happened to them. Or they like some
absolutely
particular person from the
agree.
party, and they're like, no, despite whatever dark dealings they have on the side, they just ride for them.
But our parents come from that Pinling era.
Oh my gosh!
Basically, Bahamian
Yes.
Jesus is what I call it.
No, Pinland is Bahamian Jesus.
Yeah,
You cannot talk bad about Pinland.
Yeah,
bro.
you can't talk bad about Pinland. And he did.
Pinland was a beast.
How much money that nigga brought into the country? Now a lot of it was illegally.
Yeah, hey.
But he did reinvigorate this economy in a lot of ways,
Right.
and the cocaine ways is one of them.
Yeah, the sniffing.
Yeah,
Can't
but
forget
you can't deny the good that he's done.
Yes, Finland was definitely for the people. If you had any old Bahamian who was around when Finland was around, including my Grammy, they just love Finland.
Yeah, they love everything about it.
Like, Finland could do no wrong. So, like, even if you were to bring up those claims of, cocaine coming in during the time, because Pablo had that key
Yeah.
or island.
Yeah.
But that's facts. Let's not be around the bush. Y'all could do y'all own research,
Yeah,
quote unquote research.
yeah.
But it was happening. But aside from all that,
Yeah.
people love Finland. So unfortunately, with these new candidates, it's not like the same amount of love. It's like now people realizing that we choosing between the lesser of two evils.
I think, back in those days, though, these politicians, the politicians around Pinling, that had to compete sort of with him and the party he had set up, like they had to.
They was too strong.
They were figures, babe.
Yeah.
Like they were still community leaders. They were still people to be fairly respected that had a decent amount of devotion to where they wanted the country to go, babe.
Yeah,
And these niggas now, like, who are these niggas?
them niggas, and as you say, them niggas back in the day were juggernauts, babe.
Yeah.
So Lyndon Pinland, you had some Milo Butler, you had Arthur Hanna. These dudes whose names are still ringing true to this day.
Right.
We still put them on our money.
And you had Ingram and Perry under him.
Right. So Ingram and
That's
Perry,
crazy.
Ingram and Perry, a lot of people, even in our generation, like to say they were the last two real people who had a solid foundation in how the country should be
run.
politically,
Mm-hmm.
and you could kind of feel it because with this politics nowadays, with Menace and Brave, with just everything is so shifty. Like Menace getting into office, and then his whole party against him,
Yep.
and then they trying to vote him out and stuff, and it's
Right.
like, wait, this is
Now it's a snap election.
yeah,
by the way,
some
we're
weird
having a
stuff.
snap election. like things can't get worse than this year.
Mm.
Come on. But I've been seeing. I want to talk about the amount of political litter. I think that's the correct term
Uh-huh.
that I've been seeing. This is the most I've ever seen. I remember as a kid when I don't know who was getting into power.
Yeah.
And that's when Perry did win.
Yeah.
But there used to be the posters and whatnot when they used to ride for years on the tree. Now, because we have graphic designers and print shops, we got these lawn signs, and they're literally having the lawn signs in people's property and on public property, and they staple it into trees. But it's not like a block away. It's every 10 feet.
Say 10 feet. You mean every 5
I mean,
feet?
every 5 feet, to be
Cut
honest.
that,
If they
cut
being
that in
honest.
half, my boy.
And they literally strategically place them right next to each other, so it's like you can't they're trying to one up each other, babe. And there's so much of this around Nassau, and I know for a fact after tomorrow they're gonna still be up. No one's gonna. I don't think they're gonna get somebody to come and actually clean all of them. They're not gonna. They're gonna just leave them there, and it's gonna make Nassau look dirty.
Well, I'll say this. From previous elections, the posters and stuff don't really hang up too long. It's usually I'd say we going into the weekend, so ain't no cleaning up be happening. But I guess we could see what happens on Monday. But it usually doesn't take too long for them to start going around. I mean, the new government to go around and take down the opposition posters. They leave their own up.
Yeah.
They leave their own up for years. I'm sure you could go and still
see a poster
from
in group.
from 2 elections ago, way. It just totally whited out, but you could still find
Yes.
them, way. Right on the tree, way.
Right on some tree. I agree.
But no, the littering is getting. This is probably
The most,
at its worst.
Yeah.
I've never seen this much in my life.
Neither have I.
You drive down Fox Hill. Fox Hill got those old big trees. Wait, and it's these dudes. You could barely see bark. You could barely see bark, way.
They're killing the trees.
Hey, Andrew, what happens if you try to take one of them off?
Wait.
Sent to the private
Yeah,
room.
to the private room, wait. They just hold you. They take you to the private room.
They yack that boy right up.
Yeah.
Grab him and say, "Babe, take him in the back."
Take him in the back. Take him in the back of the yard. He was like, "Oh,
I
flip."
say, "Babe, look at the yard." They say, "Babe, what is the back?"
What's going? Yeah, exactly. What's going on? Where's the back?
The actual back. Everything looks back. Everything looks scary. And they take him into the room, man. The private room.
Yuck him right up.
They had them on a string, and I was scared.
Yeah, there was one point where he was trying to get I guess when they said when they first said back of the yard, and he was like, "Oh, hey," he tried to resist. And they was like, "Get in the yard, man." I was like, "What?"
They yak him up even more.
This is crazy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's we just need to become more. I don't know when it's gonna happen, mate. We need to break this cycle of just these two parties, mate.
Agreed.
And if it has to be these 2 parties, it needs to be different people, mate. There's no way the PLP with half of its seats are the same old windbags that been there from the 80s. There's no way you could go around toting a new day with these same old people toting the same old policies,
I
mate.
hate that
And
so
positions,
much.
mate.
I hate
Who
that
refuse
so
to accept change.
much. Hey.
They just want to push the same old policies. They want to keep their nice, comfy job, and they want to push these under the table contracts to their boys.
Yeah.
So why they can set themselves up to become almost millionaires, and then just sit back and chill, and then they don't care. These dudes don't care about where Nassau is gonna be in the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Wait, I remember when Bahama was first being built. I think the PLP was in power at that point. I mean, this took a long time. So, of course, we bounced between the 2 parties as this thing was being built. But I remember a particular time when the PLP was still in power, when there was still a bit of controversy with Andy Sarkis? The circus? The dude? Sarkis. The dude.
Whatever.
I can't remember the name, but and he was him and Perry and Prime Minister Christie. It was the 2 of them, and wait, you know how many members of cabinet that we have proof of. These dudes like purchase shares in Bahama where like no other we weren't allowed to.
Of course.
Me and you, we couldn't do that,
course.
but they were allowed to like purchase shares in Bahama.
They
And it's
do the
like,
same shit with weed.
yeah, exactly. So it's like they get their kids, their grandkids, their great grandkids straight. Meanwhile, we still out here trying to figure out what's good.
What's going on?
Trying to figure out what's really going on.
Trying to figure out where all the money went for all these things they've been collecting taxes and funds for.
Yeah.
And it's like almost every day you see like some government official getting caught, like going to jail
Yeah.
for some fraud
Yeah.
or stealing money
Yeah.
in large amounts.
Yeah.
Like, man, these people don't care about the one thing they there to do, the policy. They don't care about the people. It's very self-interested
And
with
it's
these
sad.
people.
And it's sad, babe, because the people ride so hard, you know, for these parties. Like these people, I be in the store and these brothers walk in, they got their PLP hats, they got their shirts on, they taking all type of photos, all type of TikToks, you know, representing the parties and stuff. But it's like these parties, they would throw you in the garbage if it meant they could grease their pockets a little bit more, man.
Sure.
Anyway, let's kill it right there. That's been the
Yeah.
short.
It's been a short.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see what the results is.
Yeah, man. We'll get back to you guys.
Peace.
Peace.